Hey everyone, it's Santa Maria Gistrata. If you're new, this is my new channel, Radical Books and Politics. I was supposed to have a guest author on, but it took a little while too long to set up my shot. So as some of you know, this is a new channel. I just started as of I think Thanksgiving or so. And the other thing is that I'm trying to test out different places where I can shoot from because I don't have a studio like some YouTubers. So I decided to try here, the living room. So you see my curtains in the backdrop, the window. You might see people walking by, and I'm streaming from Chicago, Illinois. If you guys are familiar with, it's a great city to live in. So maybe Daniel's going to come on later and he was going to read some of his poetry. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do a different show with him. And so I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. One of the things I like to do on my show is to read excerpts from my work and also to review books. Today I'm going to be reading a little bit from my book that's already out because I'm doing a second edition of it. And it's called La Bruja in the Orchard. And La Bruja in the Orchard is probably one of my bestsellers. It is available on Amazon. And it's a magical realism piece about a little girl who has an older sister named Chrissy. And Chrissy is really mean to her sister. And there's also a magical component that there's a witch trying to get Mona to go with her. Sorry, that's my daughter in the background laughing. I don't know if you can hear her. I'm also trying out this awesome new microphone that my sister sent my son. We'll see how good the sound is. So we're a little tripod. Uh-oh. Oops, hold on a second. Let me mute that out. It might be Daniel. Oh. It is Daniel. I'm letting him know that I'm testing this video. So sorry about that. So we're missing each other. But as it turns out, I haven't figured out how to bring a guest on to YouTube live. So I'm gonna have to do a different show with him in a bit using Skype, and then I'll stream it. But anyway, back to La Bruja in the Orchard. So there's a magical component, which is a witch. And if you know anything about magical realism, in magical realism, the magical is normal. And so it's not unusual for this little girl to be seeing an actual witch. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Hold up. I'm sorry. I'm totally a noob at this. Hate to admit. I have to paste this for my peeps who are like, where's the live stream at? Well, I'm sure they're not talking in that squeaky sound. Let's see. I'll get better at this. The more I practice. It's all right. Post that. Oh, yeah. And I don't know how much the microphone picks up. We're all getting over a cold. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Hopefully this looks good for them too. I'm also shooting from different locations, and one of the things I'm testing out is a Wi-Fi. We live in an old duplex. You may hear the dog barking and whatnot. So that's why there might be background noise. Okay, yay. So I'm done. Okay, so back to La Bruja in the Orchard. La Bruja was the only worse thing than her sister. Mona looked between the overgrown trees. Oh, and I forgot to say, Mona is a 5-year-old little girl, and her sister Christy, she is, I think 18. I wrote this a while back, so 18, if I recall right. Should probably go over my story again. La Bruja was the only worse thing than her sister. Mona looked between the overgrown trees. Her father was having a hard time trimming their leaves and branches now that Pancho was gone. Mona analyzed the sky. It was growing dark, and the wind began to pick up, sending sunny projectiles into her eyes. The orchard grew weirdly still, and as she stared into the darkness, she heard someone whispering her name. Perhaps it was her sister playing a joke, but her voice was never that sweet. Mona's small chest grew tight as she peered into the heart of the orchard. It was spooky there, and she never went without her father or her mother to pick orange blossoms. Mona, said the voice. Mona knew exactly who it was. It was La Bruja that looked in through the window late at night, or sometimes took her friends away. for good. Last week, La Bruja had taken her father's prize fighting rooster. She was sure of it. Her mother had blamed the coyotes and made sure to have her father's rifle loaded in their locked bedroom closet. La Bruja had started coming since last October. She had tried telling Pancho about the visits, but he told her it was just her imagination. Even at her age, Mona knew the difference between real and not real. Her dolly Cathy couldn't really talk, but her furry and feathered friends could. Even the frogs would talk to her. Her sister's hate was real. All the anger where she spat when Mommy and Papa weren't around, all the bruises were real. Mona stood there, unable to move, an erect tin soldier. Mona! She cried out. Her sister Christy was standing behind her, smirking because she had frightened her so. Mona, I've been calling you. Get in the house. It's going to rain, little idiota. And so that's where it ends. I did write a sequel to that piece called Mona's Return, and it's more, a little more upbeat. Well, upbeat. There's demons in that one. This one had the witch only as a character, but I really enjoyed writing that piece. And as a writer, sorry, I gotta adjust myself. As a writer, you think you know what your audience is going to like, but I was really surprised that this, or not like, you make assumptions about sales, right? And this happens to be one of my shortest novelettes, but it sells the most. And I think it's because it's got magic realism and witches, and I've been told that the voice of the little girl was captured very well. So the other exciting news is that on my channel it says that I'm going to give away a book every 100 subscribers, but it takes a while to get subscribers. I have about 36, I think. But at 50, every 50, I'm going to give away a free book. And in this case, I won't be constrained by Amazon restrictions. Amazon is awesome, but if you're an international reader, it's difficult to give away books, let alone gift cards, because I don't have an account in every country yet. I'm working on it. But what I'm going to do is give away an ebook from Smashwords. And I'm also planning on doing one free for subscribers. It's going to be either a Nail Shop Warrior series, and that's another magical realism piece where Nail Shop Warriors fight demons and supernatural creatures. But I have to check in with my co-author Hector to see if it's okay with him. Or I was thinking of doing another installment of La Bruja since people love those characters so much. Whichever one, I'm going to give a book for free. And that'll be available after 50 subscribers. So get your friends to subscribe. And if you're national or international, it won't matter as long as you have a valid email, right? So that'll be awesome. And oh, haha, I forgot. So one of the things that I've learned took me a while, okay? So besides finding a phenomenal editor, because I self-published my book and I have some traditionally published work in anthologies and collections, but what I found is that you got to spend money to create really good books. Not a lot of money, right? But I finally found a fantastic graphics designer named Angela Vujic. I'm going to ruin your last name. And I'll post her link below. And she's redesigning some of the covers of my books. And so I'm going to launch La Bruja in the Orchard second edition, but I'm also going to relaunch Wolf Trek. And the beauty about Wolf Trek is that the profits are going to my friend Jay. Jay Mehta is a phenomenal poet from India. He was actually supposed to test Skype with me this weekend, but he had a second stroke. And it's really, really sad. I mean, it's been weighing on me and a lot of people who know him because, he's a phenomenal poet, a wonderful human being, and his wife and 4-year-old daughter, they're suffering right now. So send him prayers. But regardless, the money for the next year for that next publication and the money coming up in February for all of my Amazon publications are going to go towards Jay. I teach full time for a living. I do this as a labor of love. When I first started publishing books, the profits for the first year went to my union scholarship. So we were able to raise a little bit of money for that. So I was really excited about that. And let me see. That's all I have. If you would, please subscribe, ching the little bell, and like. And if you also have a book you want me to review, preferably by an independent writer, let me know. Oh my gosh, I forgot the most. Woo, forgot. Okay, so you saw me hugging a book. It's by Adrian J. Walker. Adrian, if you're watching, I worship the ground you walk on because you're awesome. So he sent me this book. And my daughter opened it while I was at work. But look at this. I'm going to have one of those moments. I really pass out. Adrian J. Walker writes post-apocalyptic literature. And I found them at a bookstore when I was taking my kids to the dentist. But look at that. What? And look at that little smiley face. And I must say, Adrian, you have beautiful handwriting. This is just wow. Love it. I love your work. So this is the End of the World Survivors Club, which is a sequel to this book, which got a fantastic shout out by Stephen King, The End of the World Running Club. And I did review it. If you look at my videos, I gave it an A plus. This book is phenomenally written with a fantastic anti-hero, and I really like the post-apocalyptic like cause of the post-apocalypse, I guess. So in this case, it's a meteor shower. So this one's more about the father who has a wife and two small kids, and this one is about the wife. And I haven't cracked it open. The reason I haven't cracked it open is because I want to save it for when I'm done with my grades, because I teach for a living and grades are due on Wednesday, so I'm saving it as a treat. But I got it and I thought, oh, he just sent me a book, awesome. But then when I opened it, I was like, holy crap, he sent me a signed copy. What? So I think as a return, I'm going to publish my first full length novel called The Harvested. Don't you steal my title, people. The Harvested. And I'm going to send him a signed copy. But I'm really excited because I have Angela, who's an amazing cover designer. And I also have Aditya Deshmukh, who's a just phenomenal editor. I've had a number of editors, and he just does a great job. He's very uplifting and very detailed. So that's all I have. I hope you like my surprise gift. Hopefully, there will be other awesome gifts and other wonderful news to report. And don't forget to subscribe because you could win a book, which is going to be written by me. All right. Have a great day. I always say when I close out, do what you love, read as many books as you can, and write on. That's WRITE, not left, right. Right on.